Friends, hello, this is the Frederick Henry, and we're listening to the Frederick Henry Show. And today is probably the fourth podcast today. I don't know even how many of these are being published because I'm not sure about Spreaker. I podcast and podcast and podcast. Some of them get published, some of them don't. I'm wondering about anything. I went on Twitter today, and Twitter would not let me forward anything. This is November the 7th, and I could not forward any news on Twitter. I was able to do a little bit on Facebook, and I was surprised I did a 25-minute audio podcast on Spreaker, and nothing happened. I couldn't see it after it was done. What I'm asking myself the question is, what does someone do? What does a president do? Now, here we have a multi-billionaire who runs for president, becomes the president of the United States because of the will of the people. He is president for 4 years, 3.5 years. He does a fantastic job. He's accomplished a tremendous amount by executive order. Goes out to rallies 20, 30, 40, and in Pennsylvania, 57,000 people. Suddenly he's presented with a win on election night in Pennsylvania, a win in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Georgia, Arizona. Suddenly, news media like Fox News and other election desks all of a sudden say Arizona for Biden with only 67% of the vote. Georgia for, Biden. All of a sudden, Trump has 500,000 votes disappear, 300,000 votes disappear, 600,000 votes disappear, all overtaken by Biden. Now, what does he do? Does he fight? Does he go to court? Does he upset the electoral process? Now, this is a big question, because I, as a citizen, want him to fight. However, we have to have facts, and the uniqueness of the Obama-Biden election fraud. Look up the Obama-Biden election fraud video on YouTube. Obama-Biden election fraud video. Is that this is the most elegant and the most thorough operation you have ever seen in your life for election fraud. So we have computer glitches, we have voting coming in afterwards 3 or 4 or 5 days agreed to by the Supreme Court. We have 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 votes delivered after Election Day in boxes, in cartons, in all kinds of ways. And then all of a sudden, these are valid votes. No ID, no person, no anything, just a piece of paper with Biden on it. So my way of thinking is that this is an election that has been stolen. And I think that the Electoral College and I think the Congress should reject it. Now, the Congress is under the tutelage of Nancy Pelosi. She will not reject this because she wants Biden to be president. But the Electoral College can say, we reject the whole entire election and we demand that the whole entire election be redone. Redone. We need a redo. The people of Pennsylvania, the 70,000 people, 56,000 of them came out to his rally. I'm sure another million were watching on TV. Others were. We need to redo this whole thing to overcome the unbelievable election fraud that has occurred. And if we do it quickly, we turn around and say, this election is void, and the new election will happen on a Monday from the coming Monday, that will give the election fraudsters no time to produce fraudulent ballots. And the people who go to the polls, people who show up with their face, people who show up with their identity, people who put their bodies on the lines will be the people who elect the president of the United States. And we won't have any of this phony mail-in ballot, universal mail-in ballot, dead people voting, people who don't live there anymore voting, people whose names aren't even known voting, people whose signatures cannot be recognized voting. That's unacceptable in America. We are the greatest country in the world. We cannot let our political system be so hijacked, so corrupted, so compromised that it is a question to the world whether or not the president of the United States is a legitimate president or he stole the election like Maduro in Venezuela. Is America going to be equated in the world theater like Venezuela? We need to have America first, America great again, and we need Trump. So I think the only answer is either the president stands fast and fights it every which way, and if he's defeated by the establishment, by the swamp, by the courts, by the judiciary, by the others, so be it. but he will at least have fought for you and fought for me. Now, I know that's a lot to ask of him because he has done everything he possibly could during these 4 years, and he has been attacked relentlessly and unstintedly and with every bomb that he could throw in his direction, and his family as well. And if he wants to say, okay, I'm finished with this, I'm done with it, I shake the dust off my shoes on your town, to use a biblical reference, hey, I understand that. But if he's going to stay and fight, then we have to stay and fight with him and overwhelm the enemy who has stolen this election. There's no doubt in my mind. People say, you can't talk like that. Don't talk fortunately. Well, I talk realistically. I believe, as an American citizen, and I express my belief on a public forum like this Sprecher broadcast, that the election was Trump's in every way, millions and millions of votes. But he lost because of election fraud and computer glitches and all kinds of means that the opposition, the Democrat Party, used against him, for which none of us were prepared. That's my opinion, my friends. If you have anything to say about this, get back to me at FrederickHenryShow.com or on WordPress.com, which is Progressive Politics progressivepolitics.wordpress.com. progressivepolitics.wordpress.com. Thank you very much for listening, and this is Frederick Henry.